Hello, gentle viewers. This is Zap Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 26 with the Chicago White Sox. It feels good to be back, guys. I had a great trip for work. I got a lot of stuff done. I'm re-energized, and I'm ready to get it done. Speaking of things we want to get done, I would love to win another World Series, guys. If you can make that happen, I would be in your debt. Maybe. Last episode was quite an eventful one. We've made quite a few changes to the roster. Jose Morero is your starting third baseman. His debut didn't go so great last year, but he's got the skills, he's got the ability. I think he can have a great sophomore season. Nobumasa Nakamoto is our latest Japanese import. And I'm excited to see what he can accomplish. He's a great defender. He's got enough offensive skill that I think his bat will hold up. Nice piece there. Your new starting shortstop is Carlos Geronimo. This is not an intentional thing. Our problem is we lost Herb Berry to start the season. Oh no, we moved Herb Berry to second base. That was our decision. That's right. So he's not a perfect shortstop, but I think he's a pretty damn good one for the short term. And then we can think about what to do with him as we go on. But seeing his amazing few seasons in the minors, this guy jumped from the rookie league to AAA and was one of the best players in AAA last year. So obviously, we're going to make him our shortstop. Bobby Pena's back playing left field. He had an okay season last year. We want to keep a very, very close eye on him. He's got the kind of skill set that we can't trust consistently, but I'm here for it. This is a big year for Danny Rios. I want Danny Rios to stay with us. He's been a really good player, but he's making a lot of money, and it's getting increasingly difficult for me to justify the amount of money that he's making. It was between keeping Herb Berry, keeping Danny Rios. I'm sorry, Danny Rios. You'll have to find a new team. Herb Berry, assuming he continues for the next 4 or 5 years at a pretty good clip, is a possible Hall of Famer, which isn't something I've been able to say very much about the White Sox yet. His problem is he doesn't get enough hits compared to how many walks he generates. So while he's got a very high value, he's a very good player. I like him a lot. He doesn't quite have some of the counting numbers you'd like to see from a Hall of Fame caliber player. Yeah. Big year for Chris Hernandez. He's had 2 consecutive seasons of being basically just under a 2-win player. I'd like to see him do a little bit better than that. Pitching-wise, this is mostly last year's rotation. A lot of old friends coming back. Wiley, Ambrosio, Gonzalez, Picar, and Alex Garcia. The big changes in the bullpen. We've added 2 new pitchers and Bo Kloiber, we picked up from Pittsburgh, and Jose Garzon, who we picked up from Toronto in the Rule 5. He is kind of pricey, is our friend Jose. That's mostly because I think we signed him to a new deal, I think. Or did I just get hosed? Yeah, I got a little hosed. We're hoping for better from Terry Maton. Josh Price was an addition last season that's sticking around a little bit longer. So yeah, we revamped the bullpen. I want the bullpen to be a real source of strength, and hopefully we can carry ourselves through. We do have reinforcements waiting for opportunities in the minors. Probably most notably among them are either Ambrose Chilo or Marco Ramirez. Really looking forward to getting one of our premium pitchers up. Jeff Allen, hello. I'd love for you to join us in the majors soon. I think you'd be pretty good at it. Jaden Charles has turned himself to an effective reliever, and that's honestly pretty good for me. He doesn't necessarily want to stay here, but I'm going to keep him as long as he continues to be effective. So far, he's doing it, so I will accept it. He is not a Hall of Famer. He's got a pretty good peak, but he hasn't been able to build on that value. 2,000 innings, a singular Cy Young award helps, but it's not enough. He's only a 3-time All-Star, 2 World Series rings, though, so that's cool. But he's never quite had the otherworldly skill we really needed out of him past his age 25 season. He did rack up a lot of innings very young. Some of this is probably partially my fault. It's like he's been a useless pitcher since he's declined, but he's not nearly as good. And so he's going to be our bullpen guy. This is going to be an interesting year because I don't have a ton of high flight pitchers. I've got a handful of quite good ones, and I've got some stability in the bullpen that leads me to believe that I think will be okay. But our great pitchers are still a couple years away. So we'll have to see what happens. Friends, let's play some baseball. Just as I was about to say, hey, look, we're undefeated. We lost a game. But, hey, month feels like a pretty good start. I'm okay with that. Very okay with that. Cool. It still tickles me, by the way, that Ryan Rayburn, who used to play for the Guardians, is now my scouting director. Two wins as a primarily platoon player, which is what he was, is pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. Let's play some more games. I hope you all are doing well. I've been playing. I just finished the Brio Declassified XCOM, which is the cover shooter that's kind of a prequel to the main series games. It was fine. I liked it. The DLC is terrible. Don't get it. But the game itself is actually pretty decent. It's a fun little look at the lore behind the series and that I've quite enjoyed. I'll start playing Clear Obscure. After seeing it win all the awards, I finally decided, you know what? I want to give it a shot. And so far, I'm also very impressed. So that's in my video gaming history. Hopefully you all have found yourself some excellent games. Maybe Santa came early for you. I also got a Steam Deck that I took on my trip that I used to play an Hercule Poirot game, which I actually quite enjoyed. I haven't finished it yet, but I've been liking it so far. But yeah. Man, Al, you motherfucker. That is such a bummer. Wow. This is like, OSA still thinks he's going to be great. This is a huge bummer. I invested quite a lot into him, and he's already lost a ton of value for me. Mostly it's his potential control has dropped pretty substantially. I mean, Josh Heath getting way better is pretty cool, but I'd rather have a great starter. So it concerns me. Hey, Josh Vantine is still hanging out. That's pretty cool. Any good stuff here? Not really. It's a no-no by Andrade. I don't even know who that is. Oh, it's Francisco Andrade. Okay. Okay. I don't think 3 home runs in a game is one of the hardest feats in sports. It just happens too frequently for me to really be that impressed. Now, the one postseason appearance where Shohei Ohtani got what? 10 strikeouts and 3 home runs. That's impressive. That's one of the greatest feats in sports. I don't think just hitting 3 home runs is that noteworthy anymore. It's a cool moment, but I don't think it really changes much for you. This is a bummer that Jose Morero is struggling. It's a very large bummer. Nakamoto looks good. I mean, Rios, Hernandez, and Barry are all playing amazingly well, but the rest of the lineup's got to figure some shit out. Pitching staff looks mighty good, though. Mighty good. I'm going to step away, and I'll be back. All right. Let's have a look now at how we're actually performing. Now, this is still very new into the season, right? Very, very new. 37 games, not even a quarter of the way through the season yet. This is fascinating. So Chris Hernandez's value actually looks higher because he's stealing bases at a very high clip. But his bat isn't very productive. Jose Morero looks a little better than he is, but he still isn't great. Again, 124 plate appearances is not enough to make a reasonable decision about anybody. Is Geronimo playing good defense? He's not playing great defense. Okay. I'm gonna let him cook for right now, but this is something that's probably gonna end up changing. We're probably gonna swap some of these guys around. Other than Nakamoto, I am gonna leave Nakamoto where he is in the lineup. I don't want to pressure him too much. And because of his skill set, his average is going to be highly volatile. So we can't trust it too much. Bobby Pena, yep, this is what I thought might happen. Because he strikes out as much as he does, it's difficult to predict how often he'll actually make good contact. And so he's not necessarily a reasonable choice to be an everyday outfielder. My problem is I'm not exactly full of quality outfield content, outfield options here. Jonathan Miranda's okay, but he's also still quite green. So, David Felix is okay. I'm not prepared for a world where both Bobby Pena and Chris Hernandez are terrible. Eric Rosenberg could get more playing time. That's one option. Let him play a little bit more. I want to get another month into the season before I make any drastic changes. Brian Bittner also needs some attention as well. So I have choices. It's not like we're completely bereft of opportunities, but it is a concern for me. Alex Madrid is by far the best defensive shortstop that we have in the minors. If I care about his defense, I would rather have him, but I want to see Geronimo have a chance to succeed. So we're going to give it another month and see where we're at the end of May. That's my final decision. Done. But I need more secondary scoring. I need more consistent offense if we're going to make noise. But this run we're on right now has actually been very impressive for our offense, and I like that quite a bit. We're 45-20. That's pretty good. Player development, nothing too crazy happening. Herb Berry's getting better at hitting for contact, which is pretty fun. Nick Rosenberg is a tiny bit worse. Chilo's an okay choice as a shortstop, potentially. There's some interest there. A little bit. Victor Villarreal. Nice. Well, Chris Hernandez won Player of the Week. So he's starting to heat up. That's very, very good. That is something that I think is essential for us to be a quality team. Alex Gonzalez casually shutting people out. Alex Gonzalez has been fantastic. Really, really good. And that is a big piece of why we're so successful this season. Oh, excuse me. John Leyva was out for most of the year. Okay. Ryan Grammer's having himself a season. That's pretty exciting. Okay. Neat. Okay. So we're seeing some big improvements. Jose Marrero is much better. It looks like he's starting to settle in a little bit. Very, very welcome. Very welcome. Chris Hernandez is getting closer to what I expected out of him. Much closer. Barry's great. Hernandez is good. Danny Rios is great. Bobby Pena's still struggling. I think at this point in the season, I can't keep him in the lineup just because he might end up playing better. I think I need to make a change at that position. Geronimo's doing fine. I wish he was a little bit better, but he's doing fine. He's basically a league average shortstop. I will take that. So the guy that's going to get swapped out is Bobby Pena. He's going to get swapped out for either Bittner or Rosenberg. I think Rosenberg I like slightly more. So let's try that. Let's try swapping him out for Rosenberg and see what Rosenberg can do with more playing time. Is Pena getting eaten alive by right-handed pitching? Is that his problem? Yeah, against right-handed pitching is actually so very effective. But then he faces righties, and he's utterly useless. Okay. Now that I know what the problem is, I'm happy to leave him in as our right-handed option here. I think that's very reasonable. Let's go ahead and slide in Rosenberg here too. He can play right field. Done. All right. I don't know if it's going to solve very much, but it's something that I had to try because Pena's not getting it done against lefties. Hopefully, this gives us a more reliable platoon, and if it doesn't, then we make additional adjustments. I don't know too about Brian Bittner. Because so much of his value is just I draw walks and I hit the occasional double, that makes it hard to trust him in a bigger role. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying it's very challenging for me to commit to him when I don't know that he's actually worth committing to yet. But we're just going to ride as we are right now. Pitching-wise, Alex Garcia is pretty badly struggling, but he's actually not as bad as he looks. He's striking people out. He's walking them, but not in very big numbers. But most of all, he's giving us lots of innings. So he's still going to be worth 3 wins, and that's pretty good. His ERA is pretty high, but it looks like his FIP is better. So I'm wondering if there's some weird defense stuff that's hurting him a little bit. Gonzalez looks amazing. Andrew Picard looks really good too. Adam Wiley looks pretty good. Ambrosio looks pretty solid. I think we have a very deep rotation, but we don't have a ton of like ace level talent other than Alex Gonzalez this season, who's just pitching out of his mind, which I'm very excited about. Bullpen looks real good other than Eduardo Reyes, who's struggling quite badly. He's actually struggling a lot. I am not ready to give up on you entirely yet, but I am concerned with how badly you're getting hit. Like, you come into a game essentially and you're just getting creamed. So that is a concern. That is a concern. Mm. Like, promoting Alvarado or Allen would obviously be pretty smart. Luis Ponce would also be a pretty good promotion. But neither one of them has experience in AAA, which gives me concern. Taniguchi is okay. I feel like maybe we just roll with Reyes for right now, and then see where we're at as we advance in the season. I've got very little money to spend at the moment because so much is invested into player development. So Jerry Delgado is gone. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I can't keep Barry and Rios, so I'm prepared to keep nobody else. That's my big takeaway right now. That's not likely to happen. But for now, we're just going to ride it. We're going to ride this particular horse until it bucks us off. Let us now go to Combine Scouting. Why can't I ask my scout? Oh, because the Combine hasn't started yet. I see. Something started on Wiley is actually really bad. Really, really bad. Okay. Who's going to start? It's not going to be Eduardo Reyes. Reyes is actually getting better. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to make Gonzalez the ace. Picar, Garcia. It's probably Reyes, right? That's probably the answer here. Let Reyes pitch for a few starts. Yeah. And then I want to get a younger pitcher up in the majors so they can get some opportunities here. Bond, you can't start, can you? No, you're just a reliever. Okay. Corey Griswold is okay. I could see him being a useful pitcher to have on staff. I'm not ready to rush Jeff Allen. I think that would be very short-sighted. Very, very short-sighted. Alvarado, maybe not, but I just think Corey Griswold is the guy that we're going to go with because I don't want to overstretch this team right now. I want people to feel pretty comfortable in their roles. So that's what's going to happen here. Like, if we approach a trade deadline and we're still badly short a starter, we can always try to pick up a rental. That's an option available to us if we don't trust some of our younger guys. Chris Hernandez is only going to miss a week. I don't really care. There's something about Hernandez. Oh, it's the other Hernandez. Okay, fine. Hancock is out for quite a while. Harrison Hancock actually had a pretty good chance to be a really good pitcher at one point. Alas, no such luck. We could lose our pitching coach and hitting coach. I kind of don't want to lose either one of them. And we have a really good vibe, so let's bring them both back. Everyone else can come back as well if they want. I feel really good, though, about our Major League coaching staff. Very, very good. Draft-wise, I think we have to go kind of hard on offense if we can manage it. 3 weeks for her Barry sucks really hard. It could be a lot worse. He could be out for like 6 months, but that's really unfortunate. Um, do I shift Geronimo to second and then let Chilo or Madrid play short? Let's try Chilo at short. So I'm going to do this guy right here. I think the biggest problem with losing Barry is that I don't really have a good replacement offensively for him. Maybe Chilo will be fine, though. Maybe. I don't know. We can find out, I guess. Let's just let it ride for right now, and then let's let this take care of itself and see what things look like after another week or two. I mean, at least he's getting hurt going into the All-Star break, which is very helpful. That means he'll get a chance to recover. Because we need Barry back at full strength. Barry's probably the single most important hitter for the Chicago White Sox, in my opinion. Toronto's getting better playing shortstop. That's pretty exciting. Meredith is getting worse. Meredith is officially, I think, a bust in terms of being a quality reliever. Nakamoto's contact is dropping. That's not great. It's literally his only skill, so him not being good at it makes me sad. Cool. Hey, Eduardo Reyes got his chance, and he's run with it. So you know what? I love it. What a difference a more regular role makes for somebody. Like, he's just gotten better across the board in every conceivable way, and I'm really happy about that. We obviously still very much want Adam Wiley coming back, but this makes me feel better about it, right? This makes me feel a lot better about where we are as a team. That we have that kind of skill coming out of Lay Pen. All right. AL All-Star team. Herb Berry made it, but he's injured. As did Edwin Hernandez, who is not injured. So that's cool. Didn't Bobby Munguia, wasn't he one of my catchers at one point? Maybe not. Did you come from me? No, you didn't. Okay. Alex Gonzalez rightfully makes the team, so does Garzan. So we had what? 4 All-Stars or 5? We had 4. I'm pretty happy about that. I think that's reasonable. I could argue that Chase Livingston deserves to make it too, especially over Chris Revac. But Chris Revac definitely should not have made this team. I know the guy's got 17 saves. But you know who else has 17 saves? Chase Livingston has 30. So yeah, I think that's a genuine snub, but other than that, I'm pretty happy. I'm reasonably chuffed. I mean, Danny Rios deserved an All-Star appearance too, maybe. But he didn't make it this year, and that's fine. Okay. Alex Alvarado makes the All-Star team. He's the only person from the White Sox's minor league system. Okay, fine. Be that way. Does Greg actually rock? I'm afraid I'm going to have to see more evidence than that. All right. It's draft time. What do we got? We are picking in 9th overall, which is actually really good. We should be able to get ourselves a really nice player for that. I am permitted $14 million to spend on the draft. That's pretty good. I need to get a truly dynamic offensive performer. That is the most important thing to get out of this draft. Nate Autry cannot play second base. This is such a bummer because he's such a well-rounded hitter. He's from Chicago. There's a lot to like about him, but he's a garbage defender. And I think that reduces his value for me quite substantially. I am not paying $10 million for a player. That's not going to happen. So we're going to immediately scratch it off the list. I like you a lot. A lot. You're an elite defender with a very good offensive skill. Yes. Maverick, get on my fucking team. Very happy with this draft pick. Very happy. Who did take Nate Autry? Nate Autry went in the I want to shortlist him to see how he turns out. Okay. We like Adrian Grant. This is better. It's still not great, but it's better. I think it's somebody that I could maybe let stand to run second base or third and not be too embarrassed, but he is a very good hitter, and I think I just need offensive skills, so we're going to grab him up. Dunzo. All right. I would love to get a high-quality outfielder. I could just keep drafting infielders. That is a legal move. This is not that guy. I could make him an outfielder, I suppose. But I don't think his bat is special enough for me to really stretch the point there. So I don't think he fits for me. Looks like David Coates. Do we? David Coates is pretty decent. Let's do David Coates. I think that's a very reasonable choice. He saves me a little bit of money. I'm all for it. All right. I want to add an outfielder. So let's talk to Hugo Penaloza. Great speed, good traits, good skill here. His profile isn't exactly what I want out of a hitter, but I still think he is a highly talented player that I want to add to my franchise. So let's make that a thing. All right. Next, we like Nick Reed. I don't not like Nick Reed. I mean, I don't know anything about him yet, but I'm into it. I like Ryan Austin a lot. I just don't know that I'm prepared to pay extra money for a reliever, but he's got the goods. If he works out, he's going to be a closer for years to come. I think it's worth me paying a little bit of extra money for that. That is my opinion, anyway. Tom Holtzclaw. Fine. I mean, he's not the kind of guy that I'm, like, ultra excited about, but I think he's good enough that I can take it. Plus, he's free, not unimportant. I do like Sean Reed. I like the fact he's already 21. I like the fact he's performed quite well in college. And I like the fact he's got a nice, well-rounded skill set. Sean Reed, welcome to the White Sox. We like Bob Murray. There's a lot to like about Bob Murray. He's not a great outfielder, I suppose, but he's got a very well-rounded offensive skill set. Decent speed, really good makeup. Welcome to the team. Done. All right. I want to try to find some more toolsy people here. Give me raw, unadulterated offense. This is not raw, unadulterated offense. This is acceptable offense. That's not something I can trust right now. Nick Clark would cost you $700,000, which you might not be able to acquire him, but I think he is a good enough bat that I want to try it. Maybe. Ryan Green is actually pretty good. I think we take Ryan Green. Decision made. Done. Any big ol' thumpers with elite power? Brad Fultz has elite power. Brad Fultz is perfect. Exactly what I'm looking for in a first base prospect. Get in my system, my friend. Immediately, if not sooner. I have taken 0 starting pitchers in this draft. That strikes me as probably a pretty big oversight. Who's got the stuff? Who's actually a good pitcher? Let's start with that. You're not a perfect fit. You're a soft-tossing lefty, which means you're not going to have a ton of upside, but I think you are a very reasonable pick to give us a little bit of upside. Very high floor. Ceiling, pretty short, but pretty high floor. Who else has really good movement? Phil Fugate does. Maybe he'll add some velocity so he gets older. He is very, very large. He's a large human, so let's throw him onto the roster. Let's see how he does. Who's got the raw stuff? Seth Rucker looks like a decent choice here. He's a reliever, so I guess it's you don't want to get too excited, but I'm reasonably chuffed. Let's grab him. Among starters, who has the best stuff? Andrew Bazile is a very interesting choice, but I think he's got a lot of upside. If his control improves even marginally, he's going to strike so many people out, it's going to be crazy. I think it is worth a draft pick to see what he's got in store for us. Matt Bin Nazim, I bet he never gets to the Cloud District. He's not that good. Mike Starkman is the kind of guy that I'm willing to take a bit of a chance on because he does have such good velocity. We can try it out. We've got 3 yellows left. Let's grab ourselves some Dustin Carpenter action here. And then I'm going to switch back to hitters and see what we have available to us. Pat Forbes is a fantastic choice. He definitely has some holes in his swing, but he has such good upside that he is very worth, to me, a 17th round pick. I don't think that's an unreasonable choice. BABIP, let's take Jimmy Bolden if he can play the outfield well. He can play the outfield reasonably well. I'm into it. Let's do it. Let's talk to our scouting director. Let's let him feel like he's part of the team. You want Josh Tremblay? I am not opposed to it. Welcome to the club. You want Pat Kachuk? Sure. Done. Draft complete. I am really excited by all the good work we've done to restock our offensive players here. Jerkovsky is fantastic. This is like, I'm going to build my franchise around type of player. And to get him at 9th overall is amazing. He has no real offensive weaknesses, good speed, very, very good defense. He could stick at shortstop very easily. Don't sleep on Adrian Grant. I know he's not a tremendous defender, but he's a really good hitter. And I think at a position like a third base, this won't be as big a deal. He could handle second base all right. David Coates is a nice little catcher here. Love to see him develop. Hugo Penaloza gives us a nice, high-quality outfielder. The power concerns me a little bit, but everything else looks really good. And then Ryan Austin. It was a bit of a leap, but if he develops the way that we expect him to develop, then he's going to be an ace reliever, like a genuinely great relief pitcher. He's also got enough stamina to be a multi-inning guy. I think this is a very, very good draft class. I feel very good about this. Very, very good. Let's advance to the trade deadline now. Okay, decision I'm gonna make. I'm not trading Danny Rios. I am happily returning Herb Berry. Chilo's been okay, but I like Geronimo better. Geronimo's been our guy for a while. So I think we could say goodbye to Justin Rice, actually. The problem is that Chilo only plays shortstop, so that makes him less valuable to me. Herb Berry, get back in my lineup right now. I would not at all mind like an understudy for Herb Berry. Geronimo, go back to playing shortstop. I could play Berry at shortstop. I'm trying to put him in less compromised positions so that he can be ready to go when we need him. Maybe my plan is silly and it's not actually going to make that big a difference, but that's what I'm hoping for here. Chris Hernandez is having a fantastic season. He's really bounced back to what we were really hoping for when we gave him that big contract, which is extremely exciting. It's a pretty good team. It's a pretty good team. So Adam Wiley. I am not keeping Corey Griswold on this club. Like, Adam Wiley is just too good. I think Alex Garcia loses his rotation spot. I think we shipped him into pitching as our long starter. Wiley gets his job back, and we're just going to go boop, boop. I feel like Alex Gonzalez being erased actually makes more sense than leaving Adam Wiley there. And then Alex Garcia can do this. I think Eduardo Reyes has pitched well enough to keep his job. Whereas Alex Garcia, I'm fairly certain we're not going to keep. I think we're going to say goodbye to him at the end of the season. So letting him slot into the bullpen, getting some starts here and there is probably fine. All right. Let's advance to the deadline, and let's be thinking what we could actually use. I think a really good outfielder would make a ton of sense. Oh, Philadelphia has claimed Corey Griswold. I don't really know why. I guess OSA still thinks pretty highly of him. I'm not convinced. Yeah, I guess I could have tried to keep him maybe. Randy Seacrest holds zero interest for me. Okay, zero interest is a bit of is a bit too much. But I just don't want him. I don't think he helps the team that much. I think the bullpen is good enough. I reject the trade. Who do I care about? Oh, I care about Enrique Castillo. He's still around. Enrique Castillo's making $10 million. I beg your fucking pardon. What? This guy is $10 million? Sure. Fine. I don't think I would pay $10 for him. I am not giving up Alex Alvarado. Don't be stupid. Speaking of things that aren't stupid, though, do I try to re-sign Herb Berry now? I think we wait. I think we wait. Here's the problem, right? I can't afford Danny Rios, and I can't afford Herb Berry. I have to pick between them, which really sucks because Danny Rios is an incredibly important part of this team's success. And I don't have a replacement for him either. Herb, stop getting hurt, okay? Just choose not to be injured. I'm going to keep him on the roster because I don't feel like trying to get somebody just 2 weeks of work. Why do I want Josh Morgan? I mean, Josh Morgan is pretty good. But I'm pretty fine with Jose Marrero, all things considered. I know he hasn't had a great season, but he needs to grow. And I think he is acceptable for the moment. I should maybe just bump up Nakamoto. Rosenberg has not been exceptional, but he has been acceptable, which is fine. Hmm. I want to keep James Harrington, and I'm not giving up Alex Alvarado to anybody. Let's make that plain. I'm not giving away an ace caliber pitcher for a rental position player. All right. What do we desperately need? A veteran third baseman is not a terrible decision. He's given us 401 plate appearances, and he's proven to be fine. He's a really good defender at third base. Doesn't really steal bases, and he's an average hitter. He's actually a below average hitter. So I can see a world in which we trade for a third baseman. I can see that. I can see a world where that exists. I want to get a younger DH. So that's a possibility as well. Let's start the deadline and let's see what kind of offers come out here. Ruben Lopez is an okay third baseman. Are you fuckers? Oh, no, this is the same offer, right? It's the same offer. Go away. All right. Third base, Miguel Ortiz. Nothing exciting. Andy LeGrand. No, I don't think so. Not as a rental. I don't think he moves the needle enough as a rental. Luis Del Real, not terribly exciting. Cesar Hernandez. We can add yet another Hernandez to the pool. But you're also a guy that I would have to be able to sign. And I'm not going to be able to sign any kind of free agent. Larry Suero. No, I don't think so. I don't need yet another captain. There's a finite number of captains any one team requires. Juan Moreno is pretty good, but he's also very, very expensive. Mike Tuttle's not that great. He's fine. Josh Morgan is pretty good, but not that big a deal to me. We could get Bill Shiflett back. That would be kind of funny. Yeah, getting rid of him made sense. Um, Especially because I think I got something pretty good out of it. Bosco Cardia, who I'm pretty sure ended up winning a World Series with me, right? Yeah. Oh no, he went out with Cleveland. Never mind. He was pretty good for us, but that was more about getting rid of his big contract than anything else. I just see nothing here that interests me. Everyone here is either too expensive or not good enough given what would probably be asked of me. I will advance the deadline a day and some time and see if it gets me anything, but it probably won't. Give me Larry Suero and Ramiro Mendez, who's not the worst. He's got okay skills. Travis Herbert isn't that thrilling a player. The problem is that I don't want Larry Suero. That's the problem. I'm not convinced he's better than Marrero by enough to invest in him. Miguel Ortiz, I looked at you earlier. I just don't think so, guys. I'm not even saying that I don't want a third baseman, but I'm saying the third baseman on offer to me are not that interesting. Salvador Ortega. He can play third base. He's not terrible. But I want to keep Jim Lawson. Jim Lawson is a bridge too far for me to make this deal. I don't want Larry Suero at all. If I drop Jim Lawson, how does that look to you? Well, I can't adjust the trade at all. I either have to accept it or not. That doesn't do anything for me then. Sorry. I'm not going to give up Lawson. Lawson is too much. Yep. Sorry, guys. I would rather give someone else a chance to play third base than let Marrero, or let someone else play third base besides Marrero that I already have, rather than invest resources in bringing in a new third baseman. Marco Ramirez only plays second, which makes him not a good choice for third base. Madrid's really good. Chilo's really good. Chilo could play third base. That's a possibility for sure. Bill Yascock could start at third base, although he hasn't been that great either. Although admittedly he hasn't played very much either. So Morero's got power, and Morero is drawing walks. But he's barely making contact. He's just not making contact. which is really unfortunate because that's got to be something we expect out of him. I think we leave it alone because when I guess I could try Justin Rice at third. I just don't know that I trust anybody to play third right now. That isn't one of the big guys. Bobby Pena is doing better now that we got him away from facing left-handed or right-handed pitching. Eric Rosenberg is not doing great, but I think he's doing well enough. How does Brian Bittner look so good? I think it's because he's stealing bases and playing great defense. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go. We have done the thing. Cool, Carlos Geronimo to third base, too. Like, that's another option available to us. It's very much another option available to us. Because I'm trying to win the World Series, that's why I never even thought about trading Danny Rios. Danny Rios is too important to the team right now. Toronto would be an okay third baseman. I think that's a possibility, too. I'm going to let Marrero stay for right now, because I think he does offer us some important skills that we need. But I think there's probably a not-too-distant future where we consider very strongly moving on from him. If he doesn't get better in his second year. And Brozo's been suspended. That's rude. Don't do that shit. Like, unless I opt out of Danny Rios' deal and he agrees to take a pretty big pay cut, why can't I put you on the 60-day IL? Okay, here we go. Alright. Now I need a reliever. Ideally a lefty. I have many relievers to choose from. Tanner Lee, I think, is ready for his close-up. Let's bring Tanner Lee up to the major leagues. If all I cared about was him being a lefty, I probably would consider John Bond instead, but I think Tanner Lee is a really good pitcher. So I think doing this is reasonable. It is a bummer for Jaden Charles, and I think I've got enough high-quality relievers looking for opportunities that I'm probably going to let Jaden Charles depart at the end of this season. We've already clinched a postseason spot. That's pretty exciting. Just remember, flags fly forever. So if we do manage to win the World Series this year, I am not at all upset. Even if it means that ultimately the team is slightly worse in the long run. Jeff Allen improving makes me happy. I like seeing him get better. Jonathan Miranda probably genuinely needs to get some consideration more than he's getting from me right now. Edwin Peralta looks fantastic. I'd love to see it. All right, roster expansion. I want to get, I think, John Bond. I know that I want Ambrose Chilo. Who is the best hitter in AAA this year? Dan Hatcher? No, it's Josh Cox, and it's by a lot. Let's get Josh Cox on the main roster. I don't want to change my starting lineup at all. I do want Chilo playing, but like once a week, I think, is fine. Harrington can start once every 5 games. Nakamoto's been pretty good. Generate depth chart. Once every 5 games is plenty. Once every 5 games is plenty. Letting Cox play center field every once in a while is something I actually fully support. Chris Hernandez looks real good this year, so I think we'll do that. And then I'll regenerate here, and then we'll just do this every 5 games and every 5 games. Why would I ever start Rosenberg over Hernandez? That's just so stupid. I guess I just wasn't paying enough attention there, but that's obvious that Hernandez starts. You're only going to get a couple weeks experience, but hey, it helps rest my starters. We can feel good about ourselves, maybe. We've clinched AL Central, and I think we've also clinched a bye as well. Losing Geronimo for 6 weeks is not ideal, which means Chilo instantly becomes a starting shortstop. Let's go. It's not necessarily what I wanted to have happened, but I'm not upset that it did happen. And then this is all fine. I mean, it's a bummer for him because I think he's actually having a pretty good rookie season. This is actually a pretty good season. Very efficient, actually terrible base runner, but a pretty good hitter who is also an above average shortstop. Like I think Carlos Geronimo has earned himself the starting shortstop job. I don't think there's anyone currently that can push him out of it, barring injury or other concerns. We didn't quite win 100 games. That's a bummer. Did I seriously just lose Chilo too? Yes, I did. Well, guess what, Alex Madrid? You're in the majors. No pressure. That is such bullshit for Chilo. I feel really bad for him. Let's play until the playoffs begin, and then we'll set up our roster. Playoff roster. We're leaving Ambroso off the postseason roster over Alex Garcia? Absolutely not. Actually, Ambroso hasn't been that great. Can I leave him off the postseason roster over Garcia? I don't think I can. I think that's... Oh, wait, I can just add another player to the postseason roster, so I'll just add Ambroso. Done. Yeah. For the first round, because it's a 3-round series, I think we're going to run Gonzalez, Wiley, and Picar. Reyes slides into a relief role. We're going to run a 3-man rotation. This should let me get everybody rested thanks to this bye, so I'm pretty excited about that. Let's go to the next playoff round, please. All right. You need to make any changes to the depth charts. We're facing the Red Sox, so it's still a DH. I need to rebuild my depth chart here. Which league got rid of the DH again? Is it the National League or the American League? I think it's the National League, right? Yeah, just the American League. Okay, cool. That's all I'm going to worry about then. All right. Alex Gonzalez did his job. The bullpen made a mistake. Guys, this is not good. This is not what we're here about. Should be winning these games. We won 99 games this season, guys. This is not the time to choke. Nope, sorry, it is exactly the time to choke. The offense was utterly absent. This is terrible. This is probably the most embarrassing early exit that I think I've had in recent memory in this game. 0 home runs. 0. The 7th best offense in the American League. 0 home runs. This really sucks. This really annoys the shit out of me that we didn't even try, except in game 1. I guess in all the games, but wow. Guys, that's embarrassing. That's hugely embarrassing. Hugely embarrassing. That you had a golden ticket out of the first round and you just did nothing. And here's the problem. We're losing Danny Rios. This team is going to be worse next year. This is our chance to sneak in one last World Series before we have to go to yet another rebuild. That is just the worst news, that we could not even manage to get out of the first round. I'm sorry, but 86 win teams should not be 99 win teams in the postseason, in my opinion. Wow, thanks, Chilo. So excited that you can come back now. What a fucking bummer, man. All the great things to do this season just vanished because when it mattered most, we choked. Up and down the lineup. This is not the kind of lineup I'm glad that I'm an OOTP god, but it didn't matter anything when it came time for the fucking postseason. Alright, let's make some option decisions. Jaden Charles, I have to let you go. I'm sorry, but I have to let you go. Josh Price, I'm going to let you go. I don't see very much value in paying you $3 million to just be a mediocre reliever. So we're going to say goodbye to you. This really hurts. I want to keep Danny Rios very badly, but I cannot afford it. And if I can only keep Danny Rios or Herb Berry, it's got to be Herb Berry. So, my young friend, I will name you a former Sock. I will try to sign you, but I don't think that I can. Andrew Picar is a little overpaid at $13 million, but he's not that overpaid, so I will give him his option. Herb Berry gets his option without any hesitation. Alex Garcia loses his option. Who retired? Oh, my general manager did? Okay, that's fine. Alright. So how did we actually do this season? Who were the big bright spots? Edwin Hernandez. We have waited so long for him to break out, and I think he finally did it this year. He finally did it. An outstanding offensive performance, one of the best in the league, driving home runs, hitting doubles. A great season, a truly great season. Unsurprisingly, Herb Berry is right there. He is worrying me as he gets older that he keeps being injured, but he's also a fantastic overall player, and I'm not in a position yet where I can afford to dispense with his services yet. That time may be coming. Just for fun. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I will miss you, Danny Rios, so much. But the thing is, you justifiably want to get paid, and if I give you the amount of money you're asking for, I have no way to add players this offseason. It's keep you and gain nothing else, and that's just not good enough for me. I will happily give you the qualifying offer, though. If you want to come back for $22 million, I will run. I won't fucking run. I will fucking sprint to sign you for 1 year for that amount of money. Happy to do it. Beyond thrilled to do that. If you want to take that deal, I will happily let you keep it. I do want to keep Salvatore Espinosa if I can. We can talk about that later on. How else did we do this season? Chris Hernandez had a really nice bounce back year after 2 subpar years. Just steal bases, 5-head, and then get the rest of your skills back up to where they need to be. Look, Ricardo Vasquez does only one thing, but that one thing he does is extremely good, as he's a fantastic center fielder. He's truly incredible. He is a terrible hitter, but he's an incredible defender, and for that, I'm very grateful. Nakamoto, 2 wins. Perfectly happy with this. Very good catcher, very pleased. Nice. Then the bench didn't contribute a ton. Oh, we have to keep on that Carlos Geronimo is hurt. Jose Morero, actually really bad. This is very rapidly looking like he's either better figure it the fuck out, or he might be on the way out. Alex Madrid barely played. Eric Rosenberg is obviously not good enough. Oh well. Pitching, obviously Alex Gonzalez was insanely good. But talk about a breakout season, right? A pretty good rookie season followed by an outstanding sophomore season. This guy better get some Hall of Fame, Cy Young votes this year. Nice all-around rotation. John Bond didn't do anything, but that's not his fault. He barely pitched. So I feel pretty good about how this team looks, but I'm worried about the future pretty hard. I'm worried about what Zonda looks like without Danny Rios in the middle of it. I can re-sign him, and then we have no other money. I then have $0 to spend. And I simply can't accept that. I simply cannot do it. I want to save some money so that we can invest both in our own players and potentially get ourselves some quality free agents to fill out some holes. It makes me really sad that we're losing Danny Rios, but it is what it is at this point. We've got to make hard choices. So hard choices we have made. Jose Garzon was really, really good. Very pleased with him. Adam Wiley probably wants a long-term deal. I don't know that he deserves it. He is real good. Like, it's not that I'm calling him a bad player or anything. It's just we need to be very cautious with who we sign long-term deals with. Which would give me more money. That'd make me very happy if I had more money to spend. Oh well. Friends, that's going to conclude this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe. Drop any comments that you would like to drop below. Maybe share some horror stories to make you feel better about winning 99 games and then getting nothing to show for it. But until next time, my friends, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you